It is a beautiful evening for the beautiful game. Welcome to Taft and welcome to Oklahoma City for the black and gold battle between the OKC Energy FC and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. A derby, as it will, in the beautiful state of Oklahoma. Along with Albert Munoz, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you for joining us. And yes, Tulsa fans making the not too terribly difficult trip to Oklahoma City for this one. So it is going to be a battle of these two franchises. And we begin, Albert, by looking at our first player to watch. And for Tulsa, we look at Joaquin Rivas.
This midfielder coming off 3 goals in this season so far. Team of the week. The midfield maestros looking to really be poised to make a difference in today's game in this derby.
Now, for Andy Craven has become a potent goal scorer since he got his legs back for this OKC Energy team. Craven has been very dangerous on PKs as well, and he is a critical player to watch and an explosive one too. Oh
yeah, he has 4 goals in this season, obviously in 9 games. He's definitely looking to make sure that he continues his scoring prowess here. He'll make a difference up top. He's a striker, he's aggressive, he's speedy, entertaining player overall.
Take a look at our 11s for this important matchup. And first off for the Roughnecks, of course, with Savantinson up top, he's very dangerous. And this lineup here, how does this read to you?
Very clustered. 4 back line, very strong. Corrales and Kimura moving forward. Then you have the 2 tied up here with Kafa in the midfield. Svensson up top, playing obviously outside Rivas and Kalistri. They're looking to be very, very aggressive because they have a lot of clustered in the midfield, as opposed to OKC's midfield, which is going to be more of a 4-4-2 lineup. They play the traditional role, always looking for Guzman and Barrio in the midfield to dictate the play, looking for Craven for opportunities. But overall, it's going to be a very conservative play here for OKC.
Missing 2 players here for OKC, Cody Andrews, Miguel Gonzalez, red card suspension. So OKC just a little bit different looking group tonight as they get ready to take the pitch against their rivals, the Roughnecks. Should be a great one.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's Debit Card Rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
It's here though. So we have a little bit of a change at the last second. We were just informed that there's been a change in the starting 11 for Jimmy Nielsen and the Greens, and it will be Chad Bond instead of Andy Craven. So make the note, Chad Bond instead of Andy Craven. Meantime, those guys are posing very happily, the 2 sides, this black-gold derby, but they're not going to be smiling at each other very much during the match. So a big change, and now you lose Craven's explosiveness. So this OKC lineup is really held together by gum and baling wire. It's a MacGyver-like lineup, and we'll see if it has any success for the Energy. As you can see, a little rain coming into play now. We haven't seen that often at Taft this season, so hopefully it is just rain and nothing else.
It's a little disruptive when you have those last-minute changes for a lineup. Craven obviously has been a mainstay attacker, and you have this last-minute change. Hopefully the team is so deep that, and obviously halfway through the season, a little bit more, you have obviously some kind of momentum going on. But it's always a little unfortunate when you see these changes for these players, especially when they have that momentum already going with their teammates.
Guido Gonzalez Jr. is the referee. You see the two captains, Cody Lorendi for OKC, and Juan Cafa from Ecuador.
Lorendi's a stellar keeper. I've called OKC a couple of times. He has a very, very big presence in the back. He's made incredible stops and saves, so he's going to be entertaining to watch as a goalkeeper today.
So several changes. It'll be interesting to see how the OKC players adapt to some different roles. Jimmy Nielsen, regardless of the weather, that man will wear his shorts out there. And the head coach for OKC, David Vaudreuil, for Tulsa's Roughnecks, who are coming off of a huge victory for them, ending the Monarchs' long win streak and ending a 3-game losing streak of their own, winning at 1 OK Field in downtown Tulsa 2-0. And you get an idea of what we're looking at here at Taft. And again, the big issue here, rain is one thing. If we start to hear about lightning, then we will have delays.
I've always mentioned as a former player, I mean, playing in the rain is exciting, it's entertaining, but ideally the game has started already when it starts raining, because it's difficult to start playing when it's raining, if that makes any sense to you, Dave.
I understand. No, actually that does make sense.
Because it's fun.
Which frightens me.
Exactly. It's definitely fun to play. I mean, obviously the speed of play is obviously faster. You get less tired, believe it or not, except if the field is flooded. But this is a turf field. It seems like very obviously nicely laid out. So you're going to see a lot of entertainment play, going into tonight's match.
Well, just taking a quick peek at the weather, there's a cell in the area. I think once that blows through, could be okay.
Hopefully the humidity doesn't rise and it makes it harder for these players to keep up. But if it maintains this drizzle, and if it's only a drizzle, then obviously it's entertaining weather to play in.
79 degrees at kickoff time, and so we are underway. Tulsa in the gray and the Energy in the green and white kits.
Touches have to be on now. Touches have to be on. Very sharp touches because the field is extremely wet now.
Energy, both these squads have 18 points. OKC 5 wins, 7 defeats, 3 draws. Tulsa has not had a draw all season. You either win or lose if you're a Roughnecks fan. 6 victories, 8 defeats. So a different look. Andy Craven, a last-second scratch. Chad Bond starting in his place, so it'll be Bond and Alex Dixon with the responsibility of coordinating the attack. And with Miguel Gonzalez not available, Cody Andrews not available, the midfield is also going to be, we'll see how Juan Pablo Guzman, Jose Baril, Coy Kraft getting to start tonight, and Daniel Gonzalez will do for the Greens.
Mentioning Gonzalez, the last name, Miguel Gonzalez, very important piece player here for OKC. Unfortunately, he has red carded, like you mentioned. It's entertaining to see how they're going to change and maybe strategize to really recoup that position, because he is a big void in the midfield. He has scored exceptional goals in the past, so we'll see how that develops throughout the game. Rain's really coming down here. It's really going to make a change in how these players have to think. They have to be really quick on their feet, make sure they obviously visualize the ball before it comes to them. It's going to be obviously a little bit of a sloppy play in the beginning because they have to get used to it, but overall, it should be a fun and entertaining game.
Well, here's Kraft with an opportunity. OKC's had some issues trying to keep their lineups together with injuries. The Vucic injury, just as he was starting to get going, suffering that serious elbow injury. He is still out and will be for a while. It's good to see Fink back in as a potential substitute. That is great news for OKC to see Sam Fink available if Jimmy Nielsen needs him this evening. Trying to work it toward Kraft, but look careful there. Dixon breaking through, and the goalkeeper, Fabian Serta, able to grab that. Just a mental error that time, and almost a very costly one.
Very confident there. I mean, difficult pass. He got caught. Unfortunately, for his defender, he was actually for the goalie. He was able to actually have time to recuperate that ball.
And that was a strange decision. There's Bradley Bourgeois, number 22 in the gray. 3 clean sheets for Fabian Serta, a Chilean native. There's Kafa, very important player also for Tulsa is Kafa. He is the captain for this side, 4 goals and 4 assists.
Partnering up there with Rivas, our player to watch. It's going to be entertaining to see both of them link up. They're very skillful players, talented players. They know how to move the ball and hold the ball well. Very important for Tulsa here in this derby.
And that's just a little bit too hard there. And you also wonder, this is a lineup that has not often played together. You've got guys playing in different spots, so there's going to be some adjusting on the fly for the Energy against this Roughnecks team that has to feel very good about itself based on what it did against the Real Monarchs. Now, if that turf gets any thicker and wetter, and you're already starting to see that ball is actually going to slow down a little bit. Now trying to chip over Lorendi, and it's wide.
Very cheeky opportunity there by Tulsa.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. You need to be sharp on your toes. If you see the goalie come out, and Lorendi in this case got caught, obviously a couple of inches to his left, it would have been a goal, and in the first 4 minutes, that would have been a game changer.
Hopefully the weather's a lot nicer. The Energy FC next home match, July 11th against Liga MX and current CONCACAF Champions League title holder Pachuca. Tickets are available by calling 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com/Pachuca. We'll have more on that at halftime, by the way, in our match. That's July 11th.
Yeah, mentioning the weather, I mean, it's really coming down now. We can't really tell on the screen, but when you see a close-up, it really shows that the rain is dropping. And it will flood, I mean, hopefully it doesn't flood the fields, but it will slow down the pace of the ball, as you can tell. Some patches will be heavier than others. Heavier on the legs, obviously, and will make sure that players have to be smarter with their runs.
Yeah, and you can leave, if you don't kick it hard enough, you can leave it behind the ball. As you can see, a little hydroplaning going on there and some puddles being kicked up already.
Very dangerous play, actually. If you're on your side, you have to be very, very sure of your passes. Hit them harder than softer just in case, because the ball will get caught and you'll have an interception or a turnover. And you'll see there, obviously, a little flooding going on in the corner of the field.
Yeah, Daniel Gonzalez called with a foul there, and no rain gear for this guy. He is.
It's Vajro.
Yeah.
Coach Vajro. I mean, he's former player, exceptional player. I mean, very, very tough player to play against. I remember him in the MLS days. A lot of experience, but he doesn't believe in raincoats.
Clearly not. Did not pack the rain gear, and you could get to Tulsa fairly quickly, but not fast enough to get it to finish this match off. So. A challenge for concentration also for both these sides, an exchange of headers. And that one laid off but interrupted by Kraft, and OKC will try to press forward with Dixon. So you have both Alex and Richard Dixon tonight. Of course, Richard number 2 getting the start with Andrews unavailable to a red card suspension. That's a bad turnover by the Greens.
This is the type of play they need to be careful with, these turnovers, I mean, especially with the rain. Can cause a counterattack at any given moment, so to make sure OKC is smarter with the ball in the midfield.
And kudos to those fans who are hanging out. I'm sure there's some who are hiding someplace drier and waiting for this to come to an end, which hopefully it will, and soon.
Like I said, a constant drizzle doesn't really harm anyone. Obviously, it gives you a little bit of a spark of energy, but a downpour on a game like this, it's going to be a little draining for both teams.
Baril with some nice footwork there. He's a good passer, and right now he is on a one-man show, advancing it several yards before getting it off to Kraft.
Previous games that I've seen Baril play, I mean, he's been the show. He's stolen the game. He's exceptional in his footwork. He really distributes the ball well. He has great vision. The Spaniard, a young player too. I mean, he has a lot of potential for the future as well.
Very creative player. He is the go-to guy for the Greens on corner kicks as well and the free kicks. Now, Baril will often be the one to take it.
He is missing his midfield partner though. Miguel Gonzalez, and they're a good tandem, and obviously working together, they're exceptional.
Yeah, I would say the Energy probably a better team with Miguel Gonzalez. Long shot in Lorendi. That is not easy. If that had hit the ground, if Cody had not moved up a little bit, that hits the ground, that could be really tricky for the keeper. And very unusual to see your captain be your keeper, but that is the way that Lorendi is held in regard here by his team.
It works. Sometimes it works. He's a leader from the back. He has obviously the vision for the whole field. He can command play. He could really explain and really control his defense. So I've seen it happen in the past, and I get it. It works.
And who gets to yell at the referee, though? Got to have somebody to take care of that.
You're right.
Daly will bunt it back there, and Saventenson, number 19, has to be, and he takes down Lorendi.
I saw that coming.
Yeah. I don't know whether, and let's see if he gets a card for that or not. Nope. Guido Gonzalez Jr., our referee, is going to let it go. They'll take the call, and that'll be that.
Saw it coming. Lorendi took a couple seconds extra to take that shot off. And then obviously, as a striker, you come in full force. You're not going to have time to stop, as you see here. And you're going to come in. I mean, he was clean. He wasn't dirty about it.
Might have been trying to draw that foul.
Could be. Could be.
Maybe get a cheap card. Dixon with a cross, and it'll be headed away by the back line for Tulsa. Guzman trying to keep it in play. Some footwork there. Guzman has it.
Very poised player here, Guzman. A stalwart here in the midfield for OKC. He's always constantly on the ball, always searching for it. I guess you could relate and you could compare him in his style to Xavi from Barcelona, from previously from Barcelona, from the Spanish national team. He's a small, petite player, but he's exceptional on the ball. He's very composed, and he will dictate the play for his midfield here.
Careful there. If you give Alex Dixon that kind of opportunity, the next time he may burn you deep. Get a look there at Jorge Corrales. Working it back to Bourgeois. Just looking forward to saying that name all night long.
I can't wait to see Bourgeois.
Bradley Bourgeois.
We were discussing his pronunciation. We went with Bourgeois.
Formerly with RGV in the USL. Rain just continuing to pelt. Sometimes a television camera can give you a skewed perspective and make it look worse than it is, but this looks like it's a pretty serious downpour. And Daly with a clear there as Lorendi went to the turf. So the steady defenseman, Mickey Daly, and that just gives you an idea, a very good idea of what we're up against right now at Taft.
That's going to be very challenging if it does spread out throughout the field. I mean, I would imagine there's pockets on the turf in the corner, especially with elevation and certain parts of it that we won't allow it to flood.
Well, if you take a look at the corner flag, and we're going to be moving our cameras away from that for a second, but at the top of your screen, you see that corner flag area over there looks pretty wet.
Yeah, it's
on
flooding
the far side of the field. And that'll be a throw-in coming in for the Roughnecks.
Well, when there's crisis, you take the opportunity, right? And there's always an opportunity in every situation. So the way that I would see it as a player, you want to make sure you keep the ball in certain areas of the field up in the air, believe it or not. You want to make sure you get some chips in there on the third field. You want to make sure you get your balls really, really sturdy. You want to make sure those passes are really hard. Strong passes are key because obviously you don't take the risk of getting the ball stuck in the water. But if you could do a long pass and avoid the risk of getting an interception in the middle of the field and the park, that'd be smart.
So that's an idea of what you're up against when you launch a corner kick from that particular end. And again, we're not exactly sure how much longer this rain will last. Wasn't a high percentage in the forecast for today, but like 15–20%, I believe, is all it was. And a look at the radar seems to indicate that once this passes, we should be okay. But you want to talk about inexact science, weather forecasting is right there at the top.
And it seems to have calmed down. I mean, I'm not sure if it's just me, Dave, but it looks like the weather has stopped a little bit.
I think you're right. Hayes and then Lorendi coming sliding out. There you see. Now there's another thing. You saw Saventenson slip a little bit and his shoe came off. You can have an awkward slip and you might pull a muscle if you're not careful. And Lorendi probably got some of those tires, and Saventenson, believe he's okay. He's just tying his shoe, but that's where you kind of do the splits, and all of a sudden you've got a pull.
Dangerous, absolutely, especially with the field being so wet. It's very crucial for you to be on your feet, obviously be on your toes, and make sure that you don't spread in any awkward ways.
The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dental Works, Central State Beauty and Wellness College, iCakes, Gourmet Cakes, Desserts, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold.
Exceptional Spanish there, Dave, by the way.
I think I can do better. I've got another one later on. I'll really impress you.
By the way, that seemed to be a very aggressive tackle here by OKC's defender. Hopefully he was not carded, but Dixon came in very violently there. And then when the ball's wet, the field's wet, it's very dangerous, as we see in the replay here coming up. He really skid here and got tackled, actually tackled pretty violently.
And he did not get carded for that. That's an excellent point, Albert. So Kafa lining up.
Kafa sporting number 10, dangerous left foot. He's known for his set pieces. He'll whip it into the box.
He does, and Wallace got a piece of it for OKC, but not all the way out. And the Energy looks like they'll hang on here and survive as the referee's assistant standing a little bit into that puddle. But it does look like it's slowing down. You're starting to see more people emerging from some of the shelter areas. It's still rainy, but as Kyle Highland has the throw in here, it doesn't look to be as bad as it was when the game began.
Some constant drizzle, if anything, now, which is probably favorable for both teams.
Ooh, Dixon almost. Alex Dixon, you got Alex and Richard Dixon out there, almost pulled off a sweet move, but he was slowed down there by Bourgeois.
After that last free kick that Kafa performed here for Tulsa, and looking at the attackers that Tulsa has, you're looking for players like Savanteson really in the air. I mean, he's a presence, he's strong, he's tall, I'm sure is great at heading. So he's the type of player that you want to, use the opportunity to, get those crosses in and look for his head at all times.
And they go back to the keeper, Serta. In the 15th minute, we've had Laurenti has had to field one difficult shot, but otherwise, not too many chances in the early going of this Black Gold Derby. Pressure here, good ball on the inside, and there's a little bouncer, and Laurenti handles it very, very well. That shot perhaps a bit disappointing from a Tulsa perspective.
Kalistri, could have had a better chance there. Most likely he's right-footed. He came in a little choppy with the left foot. But yeah, I agree with you, Dave. That's a little frustrating. He had the chance. It's a great opportunity, great flick of a pass he received, but he didn't capitalize.
Rather anticlimactic shot.
And so far, it's been a two-way game in the first 50 minutes. Possession has been pretty equal. I'd say, obviously, you're looking at constant touching the ball here from both sides. You want to make sure that both teams really make an impact on their possession game early on.
Well, I'm going to refresh my possession page because there's a number on here that I can't believe is accurate for the possession. It was 93 to 7%. I don't think that's quite right.
At all. And dual success rate as well. That's something's off here. I'd say it's pretty equal.
Yeah, I would say that that is not accurate. So we'll lay off of that until we get an accurate count on possession here.
Yeah, when I made my comment, I wasn't going based on stats. Just based on what I've seen so far. Just to be clear.
So battle in the midfield, controlled there by Hayes, Ja'Cory Hayes, number 3 for Tulsa. And look out there, that could have been very serious along that wet area and a little bit awkward for Kosuke Kimura, who Rio OKC fans know. And Savanteson also played in Oklahoma City for Rio in the North American Soccer League. Guzman now trying to direct traffic. He's going to be a very key player with Miguel Gonzalez out. And also you wonder what effect Chad Bond replacing Andy Craven in the lineup in the pregame. A last-minute change made by the Energy. And Craven not even listed as a substitute, so we have not been told what happened to him, if he fell ill or if he was injured in warm-ups. Maybe he's like a horse that doesn't like to run in the rain. He's not a mudder. Of course, there's no mud here, so you don't have to worry about that. But whatever it is, Andy Craven not in uniform tonight for the Greens.
It's always interesting to see what could have happened. I mean, what could have caused that last-minute change. Usually teams have their set structure hours before the game. They have a mindset. Those last-minute changes are obviously very suspicious. Could have been an injury during warm-up.
Well, rainbow's always a good sign.
Rain definitely cooled off. Now I'd say it's pretty close to being perfect weather to play.
We're going to get a whistle here against Tulsa. It's not a popular call for Jorge Corrales, but he doesn't get the last word. Guido Gonzalez Jr., that guy right there, does. Just a little bit too high and too hard there for Highland. He gave it his best effort he possibly could. Fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. Here's an opportunity and a ripping shot. Save made by Fabian Serta, and he'll cover the rebound. So OKC had a little bit of room to work with that time.
Exceptional run up here by OKC. Great shot off here. And well done by Serta, as you mentioned. I mean, those low shots in wet fields in those conditions are very dangerous. Obviously, the ball could skid past you. So it's great work on the goalkeeper here.
Fernandez led the counterattack. Wallace interrupted. He tried to get it over to Svetenson, but Wallace intercepted. So after the run by now, Svetenson comes up with a steal. He breaks toward the goal. Rivas. Oh, Lorendi saved a goal. Rivas took a lot off of that shot. Lorendi was caught up. He backed up and saved a goal. Wow.
Entertaining play here. Rivas took his time. He had plenty of time to wind up his left foot. It did ricochet off the defender here in OKC, but what an attempt and what a save here by Lorendi. He caught himself off guard here. Obviously, the ricochet, really altered him, but he really made a good save here.
What he did that was really cool was he knew he couldn't take the ball with him, and he didn't punch it, which could have gone anywhere. He used both hands and directed it away from the center of the goal. So a masterful job of keeping that time by Lorendi.
Absolutely smart goalkeeping there.
Now can the Energy take advantage of that as Richard Dixon presses up and then directs it back. Baril over to Guzman.
So poised and controlled, Guzman on the ball. That's what you need from your midfield. That confidence that he instills every single time he gets the ball, you know very well it's going to be a challenge for him to lose it. So you want to give it to him. You want to hold possession through him. And unfortunately, he's missing Miguel Gonzalez, who he links up really well with. But overall, Guzman will be entertaining to watch today here for OKC.
Alex Dixon now in control. And lost it as soon as I said he was in control. And now the Roughnecks trying to counteract, and he got some room to run on the right. Wallace setting up defensively, and he'll reject the pass attempt from Calistri, pardon me. Ball through here. Shot. Lorendi's on it. Lorendi's had to be sharp in the early going in the first 21 minutes, 22 minutes of this match. And he's not happy with his defense right there.
The captain's been busy.
Well, both these teams have yielded some goals now, combined 45 between the two of them. So there are moments where defensively they have lapses. So the Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dunkin' Donuts, High Indoor Skydiving, and La Oaqueña Bakery. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Albert, when you visit Oklahoma City soon, we'll send you to some of these places and maybe pick up some energy tickets or something.
Yeah, it'd be great. In-person live game, not too bad.
Good tackle there on the effort by Daniel Gonzalez. And that will lead to a goal kick here for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Black gold derby between these two sides. Not too often in this league do you get to battle somebody in your own state. It happens, but not that often. So it means a little bit extra. This is the first meeting between these sides. And August 12th, they'll reverse fields, and the Greens will head out to Tulsa.
Well, it's highly motivational. I mean, this is the epitome of the challenge, making sure that derby, you win that derby. Obviously, you come out on top. You have that sense of pride of knowing that you beat your interstate foe. So absolutely, I mean, you get up for these games a little bit faster and sharper as opposed to any other game. And this rain has caused this field to be slick now. So now that it's just drizzling, I'd say it's almost perfect condition because you're constantly touching the ball. It's smooth. The ball won't get stuck. So you have to make sure that you adapt to that pace. And once you do, you really can combine really well with your teammates.
Daly stood up and stopped it. That should be an offsides, and is. Flag is up. Easy call to make for the referee's assistant that time. Svensson, who's super aggressive. He cuts to the goal constantly. And big target as well. So that time he was a little bit over anxious. Might even see a little bit of sunlight peeking through here. In the meantime, Energy with a man down here, and the trainers coming out. Did not see anything that happened there on that offside call. That's Daniel Gonzalez, and he gets a hand up. Looks like he'll be fine. Liquids, and he'll be ready to go. Now he'll be escorted off the pitch to wait for the return.
Well, they got their water break.
They did, and a quick conversation with Jimmy Nielsen. And of course, the one guy who gets left out of these is the goalie.
Always positive to have a chat with your coach, Jimmy Nielsen. Such experience.
Longest tenured coach in the USL's Western Conference.
The leadership he instills in his team is exceptional. And ultimately, it reflects on the pitch. I mean, you have your commander in the goal. Obviously, a lot of presence, and then the effort that everyone puts in. Obviously, that you mentioned. Obviously, you're playing against Tulsa, who you must beat. I mean, obviously, OKC is going to come out with a lot of energy. No pun intended.
Here slows it down, looking for a place to drop it off. He can work to the right if he wants, and he does there to Richard Dixon. Dixon, chip cross, just missed. Gonzalez back on the pitch now for OKC as expected, and Dixon will be called for a foul. And there you get a much nicer look at the rainbow over Taft. So some rain in some of those clouds off there in the distance. A little bit stays in the distance. But you can tell a number of fans have returned to their seats. The place beginning to fill up a little bit. It's always a test for the patience of the fans as well. But good for them for hanging in. Now you can see some sunlight.
Reminds me of Miami weather. It rains 10 minutes, stops. Rains another 10 minutes, it stops. Very unpredictable weather. So I'm glad it passed. Now these players can really play to their full effect.
And we'll also get a good idea of the drainage here at the field here at Taft too. And you can already see some of the puddling is gone, which is great news.
Technology, the efficiency of these fields now.
Ball through almost to Baril. That would have been spectacular had it connected. And there you see Svensson again ahead of everybody else as he just marches. I'm sorry, that's not Svensson. There's there in the middle. But Tulsa had a couple of players marching toward the goal. So their approach pretty obvious. But right now, there's still a sense if we get the possession numbers a little bit more accurate now, 60-40 favoring Tulsa. Switch here to Kraft.
It's not 94 anymore?
No, no longer 94 to 6. No, Laid off Kraft. Oh, and he fouled it off, but it's still in play. Highland coming up, tried to send it back to the middle, and it just did not work out. Kraft upset with himself as he had a pretty good opportunity to strike at the goal and just did not get around it fast enough. So Jimmy Nielsen now only has 4 substitutions plus the goalie Cochran, with Craven being taken out of the lineup before the match and Chad Bond inserted in his place. So you've got Harris, Martinez, Fink, and Jackson. So you got a little bit of mix of offense and defense there. Play on, says the ref. Tulsa will move on the attack. Good ball out to the right on the switch. Highland back to defend for the Greens. Kaffa, he'll blast. Too high. Lorendi never moved.
Rivas with the left foot created some space on the right flank. Cut it back in. I mean, exceptional development here by Tulsa, but and that was a little ambitious here on his end here by Tulsa's playmaker, but you got to keep shooting and you got to keep trying, because you know what, at the end of the day, one of those goes in, and that's all that matters. Lorendi stood up tall, the ball went over, but overall, Tulsa beating OKC in possession so far, 60-40, based on our stats here. It is reflecting on the last few minutes, especially. It has been a little bit more one-sided, but OKC needs to step it up. Guzman needs to grab the ball again and really contain some possession for OKC.
Fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, just visit NikeSoccer.com. Tulsa in the gray, trying to counter again. They've had a couple of good shots on Lorendi, but he's been equal to the task so far. Wallace trying to clear over to Highland, and now Guzman back to Wallace. Badil, and it's poked away from him by Ja'Cory Hayes, who played for FC Dallas. Kraft trying to work it toward where Daniel Gonzalez is, and Alex Dixon hanging around. Good read that time, intercepted very nicely by OKC, and now Highland sets up.
Badil, ever present in the midfield, dangerous
Kraft.
player.
He'll fire low.
The second shot of the game, seems he got bumped in his back.
Yeah, he's a bit shaken.
But I like his aggressiveness. He's taking 2 good shots, as we see here in the replay. He's winding up. He's confident. He landed a little weirdly on his back.
Yeah, on the back of the tailbone there. That's a hard fall. Trainer's going to come out.
Remember, you're falling on turf. Turf is a little harder sometimes.
Yep. Also takes a little of the wind out of you, too.
Right.
So in the 31st minute, looks like he's going to get some help getting up.
Kraft is taking both shots here for OKC that have been on frame. Hopefully he continues that mindset. He definitely needs more aggressiveness here for OKC.
Well, these fans may get a treat. Will get a treat, actually, if they decide to attend the Energy FC match against the CONCACAF Champions League champions, Pachuca. That's coming up on Tuesday at Taft Stadium. This is the 2nd consecutive season the Greens are hosting an international friendly. Tickets for this very special match are on sale now by visiting energyfc.com/Pachuca. The match is presented by Supermercado Morelos.
Exceptional Spanish again.
I'm
Dave.
trying, man. I'm trying. That's about all I can. If you put it in front of me, I can read it. I cannot speak it otherwise.
I highly doubt that, but
Save for a handful of curse words, of course.
I'll have to put you to the test off air.
Yes, good idea. We'll wait till the halftime break and you can test me. Dixon That's going to go all the way through to the keeper, Serta. 33rd minute of this black gold derby.
He's been tested a couple times, actually, no pun intended, but he's definitely been on his game so far. Serta's been poised to really, hopefully, keep a shutout here going into the second half. But a keeper like that, who's been very, very entertaining because of his leadership, just like Lorendi, we have to say that we have both strong goalkeepers in goal, making great saves for both teams.
Worked out to Corellis. Now Kafa. Former MLSer Albert Munoz with me. I'm Dave Lamont. Delighted you could join us here for the Greens against the Roughnecks at Taft in Oklahoma City. We survived a pretty strong bout of rain for the first 15 minutes or so of this match. Guido Gonzalez is in charge of our match tonight.
Thankfully, it cleared up for these players. Would have been a rough night if it would continuously rain.
Oh, no question, yeah. That was a hard rain there for about 10 minutes till it slacked. Dixon trying to make a move. He's got some space. He'll strike. But as you could see all the way on that shot, that was never a real threat to the post. Serta played it but never touched it wisely, and so he'll get the goal kick.
Correct. That was a smart move on the goalkeeper, Serta. He did dive, but as you noticed, he kept his arms tight. He knew the ball. He already knows parameters of his goal. He knows where the ball's going. So,
as long as he doesn't do that when they go out to dinner with his teammates and alligator arms to check, that kind of behavior is acceptable from a goalie.
That was a good one, Dave, actually.
Now Tulsa trying to put some pressure on Cody Lorendi with Rivas. But Wallace, just an absolute wall there, not giving them any chance at all.
Rivas is a very entertaining player. He flicked the ball there. I mean, he has a lot of flair in his game, that style. I mean, look at the flooding in the field, obviously.
But that's better. Remember what that looked like about 20 minutes ago, though,
Correct.
when it was probably going to cover the top of your shoe.
Thankfully, it's just a corner.
And the referee noticed a couple of things that he didn't care for. He's going to settle everybody down.
Yeah.
So the captain, Kafa.
Struggling in that corner.
Well, he takes advantage of that by trying to sweep a little of that water away. Flicked by Wallace in the air. And a very clever header by Kraft to move it even forward. Oh, two OKC players. That could have been very dangerous, but they more bumped shoulders than heads.
I guess the mindset is whatever it takes to get it out, no matter if they bump heads.
That was pretty close. You and I saw the same thing.
Yeah.
That looked like that could have been an absolute disaster for the Energy to have two guys take each other out. That call will go for OKC's Energy. And a fan a little reluctant to give up the rock, but yeah, you got to do that. So your side, since you got the Energy scarf on, your side can go ahead and advance the ball.
I've seen blooper videos of ball boys reluctant and hitting, actually throwing the ball at their players.
Nice.
Just to be on air.
Rivas. Good ball through here to the right side, just a little too hot.
I like Rivas. Rivas left-footed, talented player. Very creative. He needs to get the ball more. He needs obviously to conduct the midfield, dictate the pace.
So again, Energy playing tonight without Cody Andrews or Miguel Gonzalez, and now without Andy Craven, a last-minute substitution. So Coy Kraft getting an opportunity tonight with Miguel Gonzalez out. Richard Dixon getting a chance tonight with Andrews out, and that changed the alignment of the back. And Chad Bond getting a chance with Craven not being able to go tonight. back Corrales. Chadama. Bourgeois. Blocked by Highland, and this may be a counterattack now for the Greens. Ball through, too hot. Trying to get it to either Kraft or to Daniel Gonzalez, and it was just a little bit too far. Good idea, but the execution just a little bit short.
I have to admit, it just shows the lack of creativity that teams have sometimes when they lose their midfield general. In this case, Miguel Gonzalez is missed. It just shows on the lack of creativity. You have players like Guzman who are very creative, but they're more of a deep sitting player. Doesn't allow him to really create in the attacking third.
Loose ball in the box and over the show. That was nearly a disaster for OKC as Hayes comes in and had a free look at this.
Excellent opportunity for Tulsa here. Unfortunately, Calistri had the chance. Lorendi really flicked it over, but he had a chance here to really score in the last few minutes of the first half. I mean, I'm sure he's going to regret it, but hopefully he gets an opportunity. But these are the chances that you don't get too many times in the game.
Yeah, that was Joey Calistri, who is a dangerous goal scorer, formerly played with the Chicago Fire in MLS, 4 goals, 2 assists for Calistri, but just got it too high. Goes with the heel pass that time. That did hit Dixon, so it'll be a throw-in coming up for Kafa. That's just a little boo-boo. Not well handled by the Roughnecks. 39th minute. Dixon charging on here. Bourgeois coming after it. Forced the keeper into an awkward shot, and Gonzalez will chip it in. Serta was well off his line, and Gonzalez takes advantage of an empty net, and the Energy are on the board 1-0.
It all started with a miscommunication here for Tulsa's back. That cross that was made in that uncertainty between Serta and his defenders. Unfortunately, he had to kick the ball at a very difficult angle, and then unfortunately for him, he couldn't lift up his arms. As you see the replay here, unfortunate timing of the ball here. Look, very uncomfortable on the shot, and then unfortunately he couldn't lift his arms up because he knew it was going to be a handball. And he was on the line. It was almost inside the box. He could have put his hands up, but he was very smart. He didn't want to get a red card. He conceded the goal. But Gonzalez, very good finish, very tactical play there, exceptional technique.
That was the best pass Gonzalez has received all night. Unfortunately for Tulsa, that goal by Gonzalez in the 40th minute comes off of the foot of the goalkeeper. And now the Energy with the advantage here as we begin to look at the end of the first half. We'll have a couple of minutes of stoppage time, maybe up to 3. But Tulsa trying to counterattack just a little bit too far there for Jorge Corrales, who has played in the NASL for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at all 4 Supermercado Morelos locations, including Northwest 23rd and Meridian, Northwest 50th and MacArthur, off of Northwest 50th and I-35 in Moore, and the newest location on Southwest 59th Street. Is again more pressure, and that whistle will go against the Energy.
Speaking of pressure, I mean, the last 5 minutes before half, you should not concede a goal. Ideally, you want to go into this half in a draw because you've been obviously battling out. Very similar. And it's, unfortunately for Tulsa, I mean, they've been giving up. They've had a lot of possession over OKC, and then for them to come in, concede a goal 5 minutes out, that's frustrating.
That ball still in play. Wallace doing everything he can to try to control it, and that, unfortunately, that's going to be a throw-in from fairly dangerous area here for the Roughnecks.
Looking at roughly 70% to 30% in favor of Tulsa in possession. And now we're losing 1-0. So that's ultimately the most frustrating aspect of soccer, where you hold the ball well, but if you don't score and you get scored on in the last few minutes, that's something you need to change in the second half.
Cody Lorendi came up with a very athletic save. Ball that was almost chipped over him. Might have been deflected. It changed direction a little bit, and Lorendi was able to slap it out of the goal as he was falling backward into the goal. And a teammate cleared the rebound, and OKC survived. And Daniel Gonzalez was able to take advantage of a mistake by Serta, the goalkeeper for Tulsa, and find an empty net to give the Energy the lead here Now Kaffa. Calistri prefers that left foot, lays it off. Kaffa's got room. He'll take the chance. He's got a diving save by Lorendi. He gets into the air. It's bicycled out of the play. Lorendi going airborne to come up with a save there. And now a counterattack here, led by Kraft. 3 against 4, trying to get it through to Dixon off the heel of Bourgeois, and Dixon will retreat and start it over.
I really hope we have a replay of this sequence. Exceptional play by Tulsa. Great lead up, great counter, and Kaffa, what a strike. And Lorendi, again, I've called his games a couple of times, very sharp goalkeeper, and it's no wonder he's the captain of this team. Going into the replay here, Kaffa with the ball, left-footed strike. Exceptional stop by Lorendi.
Yep, that was a dangerous shot from Kaffa at the top of the box, and we're going to get a booking. And now a little pushing on Kaffa. Guzman stirring it up a little bit.
Did he strike Guzman there, Kaffa? Slapped him?
Nothing that I would be all that worried about. I believe it's Mickey Daly who is going to be hit with the yellow card. In the meantime, Guido Gonzalez is trying to shut everybody else up while he tells Daly, and while Daly will disagree with him about that, but in the end, it goes in the book as a yellow card against Daly. So this is going to add to stoppage time. Yeah, the other stuff was just kid play. That was no big thing. Jimmy Nielsen, it's a big thing to him, of course. What just happened to Daly, he's pretty unhappy about it. And the fourth official just has to stand there and take it. Chipped into the box. They're looking for Saventinson and that height that he has. And we're going to get a whistle here, and that's going to go against the Roughnecks. We have 2 minutes of stoppage time coming up for the Energy to hang on to this 1-0 lead, perhaps even build on it. A goal by Daniel Gonzalez. Now Dixon, if he had gotten by that one defender, he could have done something very special. He would have had some room to either just fire a long shot or perhaps create.
Great touch by Baril here.
Yeah, Baril will go ahead and force the keeper to make a save. David Vaudril was getting into it also with the fourth official. Somebody turned and said something to him, and he laughed it off.
Gave a thumbs up.
Well, there are some fans for the Roughnecks at Taft, without question. Chipped in here, look out, Daly hit, oh, Lorendi does it again, a spectacular save. Ridiculously spectacular save by Lorendi to keep Tulsa out of the back of the net.
Saventinson with the exceptional header, and what a block. I mean, even Saventinson came over and congratulated him. I'm not sure if you noticed that, Dave. He gave him a pat on the back.
Something he could do. I thought Daly had a look at it, but Saventinson did instead. So this final moments here, stop in time. Oh, off the crossbar, and Lorendi is saved by the crossbar. Saventinson is going to need a psychologist when this is over with.
This is an exceptional highlight reel. Chances after chances, and Lorendi came out on top again, holding the lead going into this halftime. Look at this replay. He's ready, just coming off this previous save. He's ready for the next play, and he's absolutely ready for the ball. Ricochets off the post. Exceptional play here by.
He thought that went in.
Yeah.
He thought the ball crossed, but.
Uh-oh.
And
Kaffa.
now, yeah, Kaffa stirring it up a little bit for some of the Energy players. If I'm the referee, it is time to go to the locker room.
Yeah, it's time to cool off.
Yeah, let's send these guys to their dressing rooms. You're past your stoppage time, and I think that would be the move to make, rather than let these guys continue to bark at each other. It's an intense rivalry. Oh, we're going to get a yellow card to Bond.
That's frustrating. The half is done. You're not going to get a card at this point. I mean, be smart, right?
And also, Kafa, your captain, gets a yellow card for the Roughnecks. So, and Albert, you're 100% right. I could not agree with you more. You're at stoppage time. You're seconds away from going to the dressing room.
And you're up 1-0.
And and Kafa too, though.
Right.
You need him.
Right. Kafa's been slapping. He's been slappy happy lately. He's been trying to start a war here with a couple of players. So
and
he deserves one.
This last 2 or 3 minutes, for the Roughnecks' perspective, brutally frustrating with the chances they've had. Svetensen robbed blind by Lorendi, and then a goal denied by the crossbar. So, yeah, the last few minutes for the Roughnecks have not been pleasant. We're well past the 2 minutes of stoppage time, but because of the yellows, we've gone a little bit longer than that. Still waiting on that whistle. Highland, long ball, Dixon threatening. Coming up, we're, by the way, going to feature a little bit about the upcoming Pachuca match.
The referee forgot he was.
I think he did forget. You know, he's been pretty busy lately handing out yellow cards and might have forgotten about the amount of time that he doubled up his stoppage time. But it ultimately had no effect. And we'll go to our locker rooms with Daniel Gonzalez's goal, the only tally so far, what's turning into, as you might have guessed, a very intense black gold derby. This the only goal so far. Daniel Gonzalez taking advantage of an open net to give the Energy a 1-0 lead over the Roughnecks.
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's debit card rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
So Daniel Gonzalez's goal, look at that beautiful rainbow here over Taft Stadium. We began on a very rainy note, but it has settled into a very pleasant evening at Taft, particularly if you're a fan of the Greens. They're up 1-0. Energy FC's next match is Tuesday against Liga MX Power Pachuca. In our last match, we featured the 5 things you need to know about the team. This will showcase the 5 players on the Pachuca roster you need to learn before the match.
Oscar Perez Rojas. Oscar Perez Rojas is a Mexican soccer player who plays for Pachuca on loan from Cruz Azul. His nickname, El Conejo, is Spanish for the rabbit. At 44 years old, he is currently the oldest player in Liga MX. On April 29th, Conejo scored a header in the last minute of a match against Cruz Azul to salvage a 2-2 draw and become the oldest player to score in Liga MX history. Franco Jara. Franco Jara is an Argentinian professional footballer who plays as a forward for Pachuca. Jara has scored 31 goals with Los Tuzos. In 2010, Jara was called up to the Argentinian national team for a friendly match against Costa Rica. Juan Jose Calero. Juan Jose Calero is a professional Colombian player who plays for Pachuca. Calero is the son of legendary Pachuca goalkeeper Miguel Calero and made his professional debut when he was just 16 years old. Edson Raul Puig Cortez. Edson Raul Puig Cortez is a Chilean soccer player who plays as a forward for Liga MX club Pachuca and the Chilean national team. After an impressive 2016 Copa Centenario, he joined Club Necaxa and scored 9 goals in his first season in Mexico. On June 7th, Pachuca announced the signing of Edson Puig from Club Necaxa. Jonathan Matias Ureta-Vizcaya. Born in Montevideo, Uruguay, Ureta-Vizcaya made his debut with River Plate from Uruguay in 2007. He's also played in Spain and Portugal before moving to Mexico to play with Pachuca. Ureta-Vizcaya has been with Pachuca since 2015 and has scored 13 goals for the club. Ureta-Vizcaya has also played for the Uruguayan national team U20s.
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional third division league, completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans, in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit USLD3.com.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The 2017 USL season already has been one for the record books, with major new names including Phoenix Rising FC's Didier Drogba and Omar Bravo, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies' Marcel Schaefer adding to the excitement as the league continues to raise the level on and off the field.
United Soccer League, Oklahoma City Energy taking on the Sacramento Republic FC. You make the top play, we will find you. Check out Miguel Gonzalez.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds versus Toronto FC. Victor Sudo drills the rocket upper right corner. This is the only goal in the game. Riverhounds win at 1-0.
San Antonio FC and the Tulsa Roughnecks, 4th-minute scoreless game. Chris Turpak in the box falls down, doesn't prevent him from scoring.
This is from USL. FC Cincinnati made some news earlier in the week as they made it to the next round of the U.S. Open Cup. And how about this goal by Andrew Weidman? He does all the heavy lifting. Boom, 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 smack. Game ends 2-2 against Charleston Battery.
Rowdy's taking on the Richmond Kickers.
Oh!
Rowdy's cross, header, blocked. DeShorn Brown. Look at DeShorn in great position, finishing with the scissor kick.
The thrilling action on the field has been seen by record levels of support in the stands. New facilities like those in Rio Grande Valley and Phoenix have welcomed fans to new, exciting eras for both clubs, while fervent support for clubs like the Richmond Kickers, Tampa Bay Rowdies, San Antonio FC, Louisville City FC, and Sacramento Republic FC has put the league on course for total attendance of more than 2 million this season, a historic high. Sacramento has been at the forefront of the rising competition too, with Republic FC's victory against Real Salt Lake sending the side into the round of 16 in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup for the first time. Ottawa Fury FC's arrival in the USL has been marked by a remarkable victory against Toronto FC in front of a passionate crowd at TD Place in the Canadian Championship, while the second highest crowd in Open Cup history, 32,287 fans, saw FC Cincinnati earn a thrilling penalty shootout victory against the Chicago Fire to advance to the quarterfinals. As the season reaches its halfway point, the USL has never been stronger.
The weather has turned out to be delightful in downtown Oklahoma City. And we are at 1-0, the Energy FC over the Tulsa Roughnecks FC in this black and gold derby. Let's take a look at our highlights here, Albert. And this match has gotten intense as you think it would. It began with the weather being the champion of the first 10-15 minutes.
The first few seconds, that was all we commented about, the rain, the downpour, but this game got really exciting really quick. As we see here, we developed a lot of plays, entertaining and risky plays, just such as this one here from Tulsa. But as the game developed, we started getting more and more shots on goal, which is great to see. And just pure development play here from Tulsa, making Lorendi play. That was the first shot that he really needed to make sure that he was on his game. And he clearly showed in this first half that he has been stellar in the match. Tulsa has over and over challenged him in different opportunities. And as you see, he's really stepped up to the game.
Yeah, Daly sweeping that one away. You're going to see some great saves from Lorendi. In the meantime, this was an awkward exchange that led to the only goal of the half. Daniel Gonzalez in perfect position to pick that off. Alex Dixon putting some pressure on the keeper, Serta, who makes an awkward kick trying to clear it. He knows he can't grab it with his hands because he's out of the office, and it ends up costing the Roughnecks a goal.
Highly frustrating here for Tulsa. After possessing the majority of the game, really outplaying OKC, creating a lot of chances and making Lorendi really work, including Kafa here with these touches. Rivas has been stellar as well. Perfect example here, Kafa with his left-footed shots, making Lorendi work for it, and it's a highlight reel.
It's been a frustrating finish, and Lorendi has made it a frustrating finish. He had another couple of series of saves against Savuttinson, who's hit the crossbar. Lorendi had a save so good, Savuttinson ended up congratulating him over it. You see the statistics, possession favoring the Roughnecks. Yellows are 2-1. We got two simultaneous yellow cards handed out near the end of the first half. Folks hanging out of their cool has been a little bit difficult. And 5 shots to 4, both shots on target. Looks like it's going to be a lovely evening for the second half in Taft.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's debit card rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
So perhaps that paint was put on after the rain. And those fans there honoring OKC's Energy. And we take a look back at what the Energy has seen tonight from Cody Lorendi.
Exceptional captain. His performance has outplayed. I mean, he's constant. And this is a tricky weather to be a goalkeeper. All these shots that come on the ground, they come faster. They're speed shots. So he has to be very reflective. So entertaining to watch. He's combative. He's really, his physical prowess obviously is coming to show here, and it's working in his favor. And he has an excellent beard, we must say.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you fear the beard when you go against Cody Lorendi for the OKC Energy. No question about it. Now, one side note, the yellow card issued to Kafa, the captain for the Roughnecks, will mean a one-game suspension. He has reached his limit on yellow cards, so that's just another bit of a blow against the Roughnecks from that first half. And to your point, Albert, I thought you were dead on in your criticism of Kafa and of Bond for getting yellows in stoppage time. We take a look at next week's schedule and some notable games. On Thursday night, you'll have the Rowdies hosting Orlando City. That's an I-4 war matchup there. The Energy will be hosting San Antonio. Boy, it doesn't get any easier for OKC. That's a Friday night battle. Ottawa Fury FC will be at the Rochester Rhinos, who picked up a win today, 1-0 over Harrisburg. And New York Red Bulls 2 will be at Charlotte Saturday, 4 o'clock. And there is Cody Lorendi, who has been spectacular in that first half.
Going back to your comment, Dave, about Kafa and Bond, those are very, fortunately, slightly irresponsible yellow cards. I mean, at this point in your season, you have to be smart about your plays, especially at the time of the game, going into the first halftime. You can't get a yellow card, especially for scrambles, for fights, for arguments, cursing at the ref. I mean, you can't do that. Those are very important key players. They have to make sure that they're sharp on their toes, and they have to be very present in every single game. So you can't afford to get a red card.
Still see a few clouds there in the distance, but I don't know. That looks pretty. I'm pretty optimistic about this second half being a dry one. We'll look to see if there's any changes. Don't imagine there will be at the moment. So the Daniel Gonzalez goal is the difference in this match. Tulsa in the grays, the Energy in the white and green kits.
Ball will still be slick. The field will still be a little heavy. There's still drainage, obviously, thankfully for turf, but they got to use it to their advantage. Keep the low shots going. Keep challenging the goalies. Make sure, obviously, that you keep present on your touch, your possession. These are all key factors for both teams to make sure that they obviously create opportunities for themselves.
Yeah, poise could be key. That's an excellent point. Now they've had a time to cool off in the locker rooms, and we'll see if that's going to be a big help or not and settle everybody down a little bit.
I don't see any changes being made on either team. Do you see, Dave?
No, it's like the same 11s that they started with. It gives the Energy a little bit shorthanded tonight now, which is 4 subs plus a goalie available. We had announced Andy Craven as a starter, and then there was a change before kickoff. Chad Bond was brought in. Craven not listed on our sheet as a substitute at all available. So whatever happened to Andy Craven, we have not yet been told if he suffered an injury in practice or fell ill. We're not sure, but hopefully he'll be able to participate in the Pachuca matchup on Tuesday or the Friday game versus San Antonio, moving forward to a USL matchup. That foul against Tulsa. Our referee, Guido Gonzalez Jr. And the Energy missing Miguel Gonzalez and Cody Andrews tonight. So a little bit different look for the Greens, but right now they're in front 1-0.
Oh, those players are being missed. I mean, they're exceptional key players for OKC. But he really needs to step it up with his playmaking skills to replace Gonzalez.
Lays it off for Highland, who cranks and misses it wide. I believe that guy took the brunt of that.
Oh, yeah. He's playing it off, but he's struggling right now.
Yeah. Let's watch the result of this shot.
He's drumming away. Oh, yeah, he got it.
Oh, buddy,
yeah.
buddy. Are you kidding? There are professional soccer players who would still be down, and that guy's just going on.
The show doesn't stop. He kept drumming his song, right?
He did. Yeah. Wait till he wakes up tomorrow. Fernandez trying to get through several defenders, and he ends up fouling one of the OKC players, most likely Daly, who's up a little bit slowly, but is up. So we'll see if Cody Lorendi can be as sharp in this half as he was in the first half. You know, you wonder about the incredible amount of focus that's required from the goalie, particularly when you have to turn it on and turn it off. You spend 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes of action just standing around, and all of a sudden everything comes at you with full fury. And he responded brilliantly in that first half.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better, Dave. I mean, it's an exceptional role in a team. It's very difficult, highly focused. And also now, I mean, think about it. If he stopped the way he stopped the plays in the downpour, these are perfect conditions. He should be exceptional now in the second half as well.
Yeah, this should be absolutely ideal conditions. Not terribly hot. And the players should be able to run for a while. We'll also see, of course, the tactical changes coming up in the second half with substitutions. Meantime, pressure coming from the right of the keeper. And a funny bounce that might have gone in. Or we have a handball. No, wait, we have a handball call here. I actually thought the ball went in.
It's the second time, Dave. Hit the post.
Either way, this is going to line up good. Take a look at this again. I could have sworn this went in.
Are they calling it a handball?
Yeah, and it is a handball. That is the correct call, and it did not go in.
And this is a penalty kick?
Yes, it is. And that is the correct call. You could see a handball there, and you also saw the ball strike the crossbar and did not go in. So the referee got this one right. It's going to be a handball in OKC and a PK coming up for Tulsa.
I was just going to say, Lorendi has an angel on his shoulder. Twice that it's hit the ricochet of the post. As we see in the replay, that's a clear handball from OKC's defender here.
Yeah, you can't argue that. That's Daly. Looks like it hit the forearm. So Kafa will take the kicks. He's 2 for 2 this season.
Should be 3 for 3, hopefully, and he's shooting towards Lorendi's right-hand side. If I'm a lefty, he's a lefty, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh,
just as casually as out for a Sunday walk with your dog. We are tied at 1.
What a classy free kick. Exceptional cheekiness here. That's crafty, that's skills, that's confidence. That's the way you finish when you have superb confidence in your left foot.
And the smoke now from the other side. You usually don't see opposing smoke in a park, but when you're in the same state, and this is a derby, you're going to get smoke from both sides.
Interesting, confident run-up. That's what skillful players do. I mean, those are players that are always just running high on confidence when they take shots. Typically, you take the traditional shot, place it in the corner, but when you chip the ball like that, hoping and expecting the goalie to get out of the way, that just rides on full confidence.
So we're equal at 1 in the 50th minute. So Kafa filling up the score sheet with yellow card, which will earn him a suspension for the next match. And now he gets a goal, and that is his 5th on the season. And what a complete changer this is for everything. Momentum, you name it. We'll see how the Energy responds.
And now we have a game.
And now we see maybe Tulsa playing with renewed vigor now, understandably.
Well, they've been at it all game. I mean, they're really pressuring OKC to really give up and concede a goal. So ultimately, they deserve a goal. I mean, first half was fully possessed by them. They created chances. Lorendi worked completely. I mean, he stopped several goals, clear goals. So absolutely, it's a good chance.
And we have to clean something up here about Kafa, and we'll do that in a moment. Kafa this time with the kick, headed away by the back line for OKC. And we have a player down in the box. It's an Energy player, and the referee is going to stop play. Here's the deal. We're now finding out that Kafa did not ever get a yellow card. So we'll take him off the list. We had conflicting reports. We had even on OKC Energy Twitter reporting a yellow card for Kafa, but now we are getting word that Kafa did not get a yellow. So everything we've said about that, he is not facing a suspension for the upcoming match, And now the Energy has to worry here about this injury.
Interesting enough, he survived, well, he got away with slapping 2 players in the shoulder after calls by the referee. So he's lucky he doesn't get booked so far, but he just scored a very impressive penalty kick.
So it looks like Wallace is going to be okay. The last thing you need when you're on your heels just a little bit is to have an important player go out with an injury. Now, is he going to have to step off the field is the issue. And yes, he is. To await approval from the referee to return. And again, Highland gives the ball back to Tulsa. The only sport that you see players actually do something like this. Of course, the only sport was really set up for it, too.
Right, right.
And there really is no other sport where something like that could happen. Now Daniel Gonzalez changing speeds. This is Baril, who could be dangerous with the left foot from this position. Plays it off, give and go to Gonzalez. Just a little bit too hot. And Tulsa will counteract now. Here's Calistri.
I feel like Baril is missing his key teammate in Miguel Gonzalez, who partners up really well with him. But either way, Baril is an exceptional player. He's constantly changing the game. He's dynamic. He's very fast on the ball, very skillful. Hopefully he has better opportunities to maybe get closer to the goal, to maybe get a shot off.
And Baril that time being noticed. Yeah, you could see that a little shove with an elbow.
It's a lot of passion.
On Savantinson, yes. He's also going to get a brief lecture. Now, I don't think we'll see a card come out here. But I did see that, and I don't blame the referee for warning him now. And remember, the referee still probably has fresh in the back of his mind how that last 3-4 minutes of the half, when we started getting pushing and shoving, we started having crowds around him whenever there was a call and some chippy conversations between the two sides. So he's got to keep that in mind. So one more time, just to repeat, because we had mentioned earlier that Kafa had a yellow card. He did not get a yellow card. So the only yellows issued here are 2 against OKC. That is Chad Bond and Mickey Daly. Gonzalez to Alex Dixon. Lays it off. Shot low, wide, never a threat. Missed there by Coy Kraft.
Kraft has been consistent with his shots. It's his 3rd shot of the game. Unfortunately, it's a little off frame, but he is trying. I mean, every chance he gets, he takes his shot. I like that in a midfielder. He shows a lot of confidence going forward.
That's a skilled pass right there. Kafa trying to return the favor. Cleared but not out. Kimura kept it alive. Worked it over to Hayes, number 3. And then they miscommunicate on that pass, and Gonzalez steps in for OKC. Who gets there first? Hayes. Now a counterpunch here. Rivas. Well, excellent effort there by Richard Dixon to interrupt that. And now a little bit of work here for Kraft, who's got some speed. Trying to flick it up ahead and just too far for Alex Dixon.
Good idea, though. A little too much energy there. A little too much force in the pass, but regardless, Kraft has been exceptional in the midfield, creating and wreaking havoc here for Tulsa's back line.
And back to Daly and back to Lorendi. So the match is settled in now after we had that PK by Tulsa and by Kafa that tied things up. The game has now gone more back and forth and more even, with nobody having any really big advantages. Now this is an opportunity here, however, for the visiting Roughnecks.
It's definitely a two-way street here for both teams. It's a wide open game. We're tied at 1. Anything can happen. Obviously both keepers are sharp, but at the same time, any situation that might come up with a set piece or even a nice attacking flow could cause a 2-1 situation here.
Highland jumps in. They head that back a long way. Also trying to build up. A little contact there, and Daly called for the foul. Calistri would like a booking to go with that against Daly. That would be bad for OKC. Daly has to be careful. He has a yellow. That we know. And that's going to go over the goal. But the referee has stopped play.
Both Daly and Bond need to be careful. They both have yellow cards. They're booked. They want to be smart about their yellow cards moving forward. It'd be very, very frustrating for a coach and for a team to have both star players be let down with red cards. So highly intelligent plays need to be done here in the second half.
See what Kaffa has on his plate here. Lorendi punches it away. That'll be a throw-in for Tulsa. That was a tough ball from Kaffa.
Oh yeah, he has a threatening left foot. Very dangerous from the Chilean.
Work it over to the corner, back to Kaffa. His kick blocked. Another block Daly comes up with that time. Rejecting Fernandez, but OKC cannot clear. Kimura. And OKC really has not had much of an offensive presence in this second half.
It seems like they're basing their game on breakaways here at this point. Baril might create a breakaway, and he might be looking for Bond up top. But overall, I mean, you're looking at Dixon, obviously, hopefully creating some more space for OKC here.
OKC advancing the ball down the pitch, getting a little bit closer and more dangerous with each move. Kraft will take the throw in. He will not. He'll drop it off to Richard Dixon. Now Tulsa on the roll, and Wallace does the smart thing, gets it over to Highland. Now an opportunity here maybe for OKC. Chipped into the box, not enough. Cleared away by Judama. Now Guzman, as OKC tries to build up toward a shot here.
Guzman just slows down the pace so well. I mean, he's exceptional control on the ball. He really dictates the pace. You need that in your play. When most of your players are running full speed and they're always colliding and they're obviously trying to create some energy, and you have a player like Guzman just really control the ball, that really helps keep the pace of your team.
That's Calistri coming up, arguing with the official over that call. An exchange of elbows. He knocked Bond down, and now we have a yellow card. Could see that one pretty clearly. Calistri hit with the yellow.
Referees issued a yellow card to Tulsa Roughnecks FC, number 7, Joey Calistri.
So Baril will take this kick after the official finishes his paperwork. Take another look here, and that forearm shiver. That's Calistri, just his second yellow so far this season. Baril, right foot into the box. Svetensen playing defense with a header there. Dixon coming up, drops to Wallace. That didn't work out the way that OKC would like it to. Highland, that's a big header right there because he had trouble around him if he does not complete that successfully and put some steam on it. Great effort, but that ball belonged to the Energy.
Yeah, the game's really opened up here for both teams. They really need to spread out the ball, be smart with their plays. Remember, the field's still wet, so for the remaining 30 minutes, you need to make sure that you reserve your legs. You don't want to outrun yourself. Just make sure that the hold is there with the ball. Possession is increased, and ultimately create a better chance for capitalizing on a goal, because so far in the last maybe 10 minutes, we haven't seen much action.
The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members, earning them discounts at several metro area locations like All-American Roofing, Abel's Mexican Restaurant, MVS Seamless Guttering, Latino's Supermarket, and Cotner Law Group. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. With Albert Munoz, Dave Lamont, 62nd minute of this derby. Knotted up at 1, a PK by Kaffa, tying up the game that was OKC 1-0 at the half. Remind you also, soccer fans, that Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. Just visit NikeSoccer.com. The threat here, Lorendi will take care of business.
Interesting to see what kind of changes we're going to see in the next 10 minutes or so. Both teams obviously have their reserves. They want to make sure that they capitalize on making proper changes because ultimately this game's going to come down to the final minutes of this game. It's very tight, and aggressive changes, mostly attackers, are usually the way to go just for their fresh legs, especially coming in the last maybe 20 minutes of the game.
'63rd minute between these two sides, and a run is going to get a foul as Kraft tried to thread two defenders. And he ended up getting taken down. So Badil here will have his choice. He wants to launch this into the box, try to go high. Someone to pick it out of the air. Perhaps Daly, number 5 there, blonde. He'll go long, flicked, blocked by Svetensen, who ends up being a pretty capable defender as well as a striker.
Very versatile as a player.
Well, that's unusual. Most of the strikers do not particularly care to spend time on the other end of the field.
This was a very interesting lineup here.
Well, this is going to be a card here, and this is an interesting decision. This was a tough call. I'm not saying it's not necessarily a card, but that is a tough call, and another booking against OKC.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The official has issued a yellow card to Energy FC number 2, Richard Dixon.
And that drew a very emotional reaction. Take a look at this again. This is tricky. Let's see if this is bad. That's Richard Dixon coming in. Yeah, you know what? Upon looking at that again, that's the correct call. Yeah.
Just a little late. That's all it is.
Dixon was pretty upset about it, but you're right, and so was the referee.
Well, this creates another chance for the left-footed maestro here, Kafa, to get a nice in-swinger. Create some havoc here for OKC's defense.
Into the box, flicked on, and over, and that's going to be a corner kick coming up.
It's the proper ball. Every single time Kafa has a chance for a set piece, I'd say he's very extremely dangerous. As you see here, he knows where to slot the ball. He has a great weight on the ball when he hits it. It's exceptional cross here so far.
So Kafa will do it again, this time from the other side. Lorendi punches it away. He took a big risk there, but Lorendi, a calculated gamble, and he was able to get rid of it and force the throw in.
Just comes back to his confidence. After a few saves, usually goalkeepers come off high confidence, and that just reflects on his team.
Oh, good move there. Lorendi. Oh, it got by him. That's a goal. Tulsa leads 2-1. What a shot. What placement that was by Calistri.
You called it, right, when he cut the ball? That previous to the shot, what an exceptional cut to the ball. And what a slot. What a shot. There's no way that Lorendi could block that. I mean, exceptional play there.
That's unbelievable placement.
Coming off the yellow card, but fortunately for him, he greatly placed this ball in the corner. I mean, almost to an angle where Lorendi would never be able to touch the ball, but that's where it started, right? He got through Guzman and then perfectly placed ball down on the ground. Ball is slick. There's no way he's going to see this around his defenders, Lorendi.
Wow, a shocker. That's Calistri's 5th goal of the year. That's not the shocking part, but now a 1-0 OKC advantage has turned into a 2-1 Tulsa lead.
Well, based on possession and chances, Tulsa has definitely deserved the goal. They've been working, they've been holding the ball, they've been creating their chances, but this was really unexpected, but absolutely. 2-1 is the score, and it's crunch time for substitutes.
And now Jimmy Nielsen's going to have to think of offense for his substitutions, unless something changes here in the next 4 or 5 minutes. And David Vondrell is thinking, well, wait a minute. I'm ahead now. How will I substitute? But OKC has been a little flat on the offensive end in this half. They have not created the chances they did in the first half, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely slowed down, Dave. I mean, it's been different. Tulsa has definitely held the ball well. They've created slighter chances, and they're energetic, and they're constantly trying to go forward.
And they are going forward here again with Kaffa leading the way. Both these teams have 18 points. It's a big game if you want to make a move in the standings, move up the table, and make that top 8 and get in the postseason. Good passing here by the Roughnecks. Good possession here. Moving up now, Kimura.
That last goal definitely built their confidence. They're really holding the ball now. They're touching the ball. They know that they could distribute. They have possession in their favor. They have a goal in their favor. So why not? Let's keep the ball and let's be smart with these plays.
Short, crisp passes right now, and the Energy chasing. Now they play through, and it'll end up in the hands of Lorendi off of Dixon. You wonder how different this game would be from the Energy perspective. If Andy Craven had been able to play, would that have changed anything? We'll never know. You can always guess.
And Miguel Gonzalez.
And Miguel Gonzalez out for this one. Cody Andrews out for this one. Andrews a defender. Baril. Alex Dixon on the right, or his left, pardon me. Now Highland trying to get it through to Dixon. It doesn't go. And that will be Energy ball, and I believe there'll be substitutions coming in here very shortly for OKC.
As long as Tulsa continues their possession and obviously keep aggressive on the defensive side and obviously create opportunities, they should have an edge over OKC just because of the momentum they've had. They have confidence. They're holding the ball well. Their key players are sharp today. They're on task. So it's clear that the next 20 minutes are very, very decisive for both teams, and including their substitutes.
Now a chance here. Baril lays it off for Highland. It had to go back to get it. Highland now trying to create. Blocked his cross, but still has Baril there for support. Great footwork by Baril. It is finally knocked away. And Highland wanted to get the ball off, but he's going to have to wait as both Martinez and Jackson are coming in for the Greens. So Wallace, is he coming out or is he just getting a drink? He is staying.
I believe he's getting water.
Yeah, Kraft and Bond are coming out.
Midfielders and attackers being replaced.
So Daniel Jackson will come in, former Carolina Railhawk from the NASL. Chad Bond is out.
Probably keeping him safe for his yellow card.
And also Luis Martinez into the match. As the Energy trying to keep the pressure on with Highland. Highland will flop it toward, and that was a little dangerous. That would have been interesting.
Let's see what kind of energy these two players come in with, hopefully sparking the attack for OKC in the last 20 minutes. That's the idea with these substitutes, I would assume.
Look out there, wiping out the all-important ad signs. Can't do that. By the way, the next match for this Energy squad will be a friendly against the defending CONCACAF Champions League champion Pachuca. That'll be Tuesday at Taft. This is the second straight season the Greens are hosting an international friendly. Tickets for a very special match are on sale now by visiting energyfc.com/Pachuca. The match presented by Supermercado Morelos. Pressure again, now coming from the right of the goalie. Daly took care of business there. Physical play by Mickey Daly, and the Greens wind up with the ball. Now you're going to be able to get some forechecking from both Jackson and Martinez. All the way back to the keeper.
Great pressing there by OKC, causing the Cerda to be very careful on his clearance there. This is what they need to do. OKC really needs to pressure it up in the last 18 minutes. They need to, give it their all. Obviously, they're losing by 1, so they have nothing to lose. They have to make sure that they try and attempt any type of strategy that could potentially throw Tulsa off their game.
Now Martinez in for Kraft, Jackson in for Bond. So 1 substitution left for Jimmy Nielsen. Tulsa has yet to go to their bench. Big 3 points at stake in this one for the two teams tied at 18 points. Svetensen putting some pressure on Wallace. Highland, very good with the head. You see Dixon, and that ball will belong to the Roughnecks. A little give and go here. Kaffa. And they'll go back to Lorendi. Now Martinez. Little give and go, a little bit too hard, and now a counter punch coming up here, led by Fernandez, but his was too far. Wallace intercepts. The Energy trying to get the equalizer, trying to come out maybe with just the point. Oh, good passing here by OKC. Sets up Highland. He'll cross, just missed. Open now, a shot off the crossbar, still available, a header flick, it's weak, and it's headed away. We've seen the crossbar struck twice on that end tonight, 1 against each team.
What an exceptional lineup here. OKC really deserved that play. That was an exceptional play. Like you mentioned, Baril touching the ball out wide, and Highland with a great cross. An exceptional shot, finally connecting on goal by OKC. It's unfortunate that actually the crossbar saved Tulsa in this case.
That is Martinez just cranking a heater, and the flick by Jackson was just weak. Did not have enough on it. Bad break for Jimmy Nielsen and OKC.
It's definitely frustrating here for Jimmy Nielsen, because that was an exceptional play. They led up really well. I mean, that was a well-played ball and an exceptional shot.
Yeah, the build-up was terrific, as good as we've seen from either side tonight, and it just did not work out. Look out here as Dixon making a threatening run and forcing the ball to be kicked out of bounds. So OKC, that was an extremely well-coordinated build-up, and they really have not had that very much of it in this half. But they show their capability there. Guzman now being marked, being pushed, and drawing the flag from the referee, the referee's assistant, who only says the ball was out of bounds and it belongs to the Roughnecks. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members. Energy discounts at several metro area locations like Whole Foods, Carl's Plaques, Anthem Brewing, and Buffalo Wild Wings on Northwest Expressway. You can learn more by visiting energyfc.com/gold. That's a good trap. Now the Energy putting some serious pressure on here.
Oh yeah, the last 5 minutes have been all OKC. They need to. I mean, that's the only way. They have the ability to make runs. They're obviously connecting really well on their passes, and unfortunately the crossbar really held it against them. But I mean, at the same time, they got saved twice before by the post.
Guzman's shot is blocked. I'm wondering what Tulsa's going to do when it's time for them to make their substitutions.
Probably defensive at this point. Last 14 minutes or so, they're going to consistently trying to keep the ball, be possessive, and obviously have players that have energy. These fresh players that come in, most likely, I think they'll be midfielder or defender players.
Baril. Good ball there, just a little much. Oh, the intent was very, very good, but the execution was just slightly off, just enough. Buddy will try again. Laying it off this time for Richard Dixon. Martinez. Badil, good passing again here by the Energy. Swing it wide, right, block on the cross, throw in coming up.
The idea is there. They're really touching the ball well, and you have substitutes coming in here. Hopefully defensively. And
oh, they are. Yeah, Paris G, number 2, and Francisco Ugarte, who holds the most number of yellows so far this season in USL. Ugarte will come in. Colin Fernandez is going to check out of the match. And Rivas is coming out.
Our player to watch. He had an exceptional game today. He worked extremely hard, held the ball well, created. He's taking a rest now, strategically.
So this is a very defensive heavy. So we've had, not surprisingly, OKC bring out offense, and now Tulsa brings out defense.
Smart move on Tulsa's end. I mean, they're up 2-1. Game's wrapping up. Obviously, there's plenty of time for anything to happen, but at the same time, it's important and prudent to be defensive, especially when you're leading.
Long throw in, trying to work it over toward Daly, and quickly Tulsa's defense closed in on that. Wallace will try to get it going again for the Energy from midfield. Plays the long ball, trying to get it over to Jackson, who ends up intercepting it. Trying to create, it was going to lay it off, and it was intercepted. Great anticipation that time by the Tulsa defenders. And Ugarte gets a foot on it to get a touch. That's important when you're a sub.
Absolutely. You get that confidence right off the bat.
Feel like you're part of the game, even though you've been sitting there for a while. That ball will go in favor of OKC in the 80th minute. And you can tell, without question, the last 10 minutes, the Energy's offensive intensity and urgency has increased as they try to equalize this match. This Black Gold Derby, which will resume in August in Tulsa. But also very critical for both these teams as they try to prove they belong in the postseason. Tulsa coming off a huge victory over Real Monarchs. That's a tough team to beat this year, and they did it in Tulsa. The Energy has not won for a few weeks since a victory over the Timbers.
Yeah, I mean, I lost now. It's quite devastating. I mean, you want to have a streak, you know, and if you're losing a couple games in a row, that you lose momentum or you lose the confidence. It's exceptional on Tulsa's end. I mean, obviously, they gives them a huge boost going into this next part of the season. There's still 10 minutes left, so obviously we're not counting victory, but at the same time, their possession in this game has really helped them define who's on the winner's side so far.
Well, traditionally in the Black Gold Derby, it has been the Energy that's been the dominant side. There have been 8 matches, and the Energy's won 5 and drawn 2, losing only 1. And the Energy blanked Tulsa last season, 8-0 in 4 matches. However, Tulsa is already doing way better than they did a season ago when they were struggling. But the last victory for OKC, you've got to go back to June 16th in Portland. They lost to the Sounders late. They drew with Vancouver and lost to the Monarchs on July 5th. And going to San Antonio on July 14th is not great for your record unless you have an exceptional match. Next home match that is a USL match will be July 22nd when Colorado Springs comes to town. And as for the Roughnecks, they take on Los Dos out west on the 13th, and then Phoenix Rising on July 22nd. That'll be back in downtown Tulsa.
Entertaining soccer coming up. That's all I got to say.
Well, if you want to learn more about USL, do what we do. Go to USLsoccer.com or follow the league on Twitter at USL, and you can keep up with all of that information. Long ball into traffic. Guzman just missed. If he had connected on that header, been able to advance the ball, that might have been dangerous for the Energy.
9 minutes left. Let's make sure that Tulsa holds on to the ball. Make sure that they spread the ball. Obviously, get their new players to touch the ball and obviously get some momentum. But overall, I mean, exceptional game. I mean, a lot of opportunities on both ends. A lot of touches, a lot of creativity. So we'll see what happens in the last minutes.
Tulsa trying to perhaps put up that third goal, which would certainly sink the match against the Energy. Throw in for the Roughnecks here. Calistri, who has the moment, the game-winning goal, a pinpoint left-footed strike that skipped along the ground and beat Cody Lorendi. The other goal, a Kafa penalty kick. Daniel Gonzalez struck for OKC. I think Guzman got kicked there. Anyway, Gonzalez striking for OKC. Yep, and it's going to be a yellow card.
Which is your favorite goal? Kafa's chip or Calistri's right-footed strike in the slot?
I thought, you know, Kafa's goal was pretty good.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I thought that was. So the last substitution's coming up. You're going to see Fink for OKC. Ayala, Kafa's going to come out of the match. So Jaime Ayala, last played in Mexico, will come on.
Your attention, please. Tulsa Roughnecks FC, substitution number 24. Jaime Ayala replacing number 10. Juan Cafa.
And for the Energy, getting a look at Sam Fink.
Damas y caballeros, atención por favor. Sustitución en los equipos Energy FC. Entra con el número 4, Sam Fink.
Last minute boosts.
Now Fink a backliner, a play they can count on in the air. So Kafa, speaking of people who had very good matches tonight.
Oh, he definitely made a difference. His set piece wisdom is exceptional for Tulsa.
And the ad signs take another beating.
Just feel like you're way too close to the field. I always found that uncomfortable because that could definitely be an injury.
It's a tough balance because you want that presence,
right?
But you want the player safety as well. And these folks have spent a hard-earned dollar to get that spot, so it's tough. I understand. From a player's perspective, I completely respect that. Guzman trying to fight through a wave of gray. And now a chance here. Jackson knocked off the ball and a foul call. And here comes a yellow for delay of game. So suddenly the yellows are flying. Ugarte, of course, got a yellow. That's 9 for him on the season. He got that last one, and the one prior to that one. So
he's got a reputation to live up to.
Boy, he didn't waste any time, did he?
He just came in as well.
Flicked, oh, just wide. Well, there was a dangerous opportunity there, and a goal kick coming up. Very close for OKC to put the pressure on Serta.
Quite the entertaining match here for this derby. Both teams shown well, created chances. It's rough. The last 5 minutes, obviously, very frustrating for OKC trying to get on the scoreboard here. Hopefully they have an opportunity here before the match ends.
Foul called against the Roughnecks.
Thought he caught that for a second.
Well, he did because the official blew the whistle. But if you didn't hear the whistle, you wonder what in the world is he doing.
Wrong sport.
Dixon. That was deflected, and that's going to turn into a corner kick opportunity here for the Energy. Now, usually you see Baril here, but Martinez will take it. He will right foot outswinger here unless they short corner.
He might be looking for Baril's height. Tall Spaniard.
First one for the Energy in this match. Going to go out, flick down on a header, and it's just so much traffic there.
Oh yeah, it's also clustered.
Trying again, going into the air, looking for Fink. He got a head on it. That ball is still in play. Serta punching it in the air. Fink. And Fink that time looked like a basketball player trying to get a rebound. And he just threw Svantesson down. And he will talk to the referee about it on the way up the pitch, but that call going against the Greens in the 88th minute.
Great shot here of the replay. Great presence by OKC, attempting any chance to try to get in front of the goal. Serta, very assertive, getting the ball out.
Well, he had Daly hanging around. If he doesn't hit that crisply, it could turn out to be a bonus for OKC. That last yellow, by the way, for delay was Modu Jadama. So we've had a total of 6 cautions in this match. 3 on each side.
It's a pretty high number, yellow cards. And I'd say half of them were necessary. Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Well, I agree. The one at halftime, we thought it was 2, but it was 1 on Bond was just a loss of control near the end of the first half. You have a delay a game kick, which is wholly unnecessary. '89th minute. Stoppage time will be announced here shortly, and that might be the key. I don't think it's going to be terribly long, even despite this raft of yellow. No, we're here. It could be 4 minutes, so longer than I expected. Of course, we've had 2 goals also, so that adds to stoppage time. Not much, thankfully, for injuries or trainers coming out of the field in the second half. We've been clean there. Energy now throwing everything they have.
And it shows because they're
Oh, it could show here. Calistri now breaking free. Just a little bit too much. Lorendi will punch it in the other direction.
Exceptional stop there by Baril. Came back as a midfielder looking to move the ball again. He stopped that breakaway. Exceptional defensive work by the Spaniard.
And he is pushed down, and it'll be a kick for OKC.
I mentioned what you were saying about the possession. I mean, going back throughout the game, Tulsa has had possession nearly by 70 to 30%. But throughout the second half, OKC really stepped it up, and they brought that margin down to 44% to 55% against Tulsa. So great effort on Tulsa, on OKC's part to really make an effort to try to equalize this game.
There's your stoppage time officially coming from our 4th official.
See if the referee remembers and he doesn't let it go for 7 minutes.
He did let it go a little long in the first half, yes. We had 2 minutes of stoppage time. It turned into 2 times 2. I think all the administrative stuff he had to deal with right before halftime just kind of caught up to him a little bit. There have been a few times the Energy has had tough moments in stoppage time against them. Could this be a time where they manufacture one in their favor to sneak out with a point?
I've seen it happen in the past. There's 4 minutes left, plenty of time.
And Tulsa, wall of gray right now. Ball a little bit wet. Highland trying to dry it on a wet shirt into all that human traffic there. Guzman. Back to Highland. Again, he'll launch it toward the goal, looking for a lucky bounce or maybe a header. An opportunity now for Dixon, a strike, and that's going to be deflected. And that's going to be a corner kick coming up.
Tell you what, that was a very dangerous shot here by Dixon. If it was not ricocheted, that ball might have hit the post, or even better, it might have gone in.
So Martinez will try again with the corner kick. toward the far post. Headed. Not enough on it. Not enough on it. And Serta will just smother that like a bag of money.
Oh, yeah.
Well, under 2 minutes remaining. OKC with a couple of big chances there. And that Dixon shot. That had nasty intentions. They'll go back to Lorendi. And he is forced. He couldn't grab it. He ends up getting off a wild kick that goes out of bounds. Good forechecking that time by the Roughnecks.
Minute and a half attempt here from OKC.
And could this be their last thrust? Highland, they'll go long ball again. You got Dixon down there off the head of the defender, Corrales, and Serta again hugging on for dear life.
Drawing down those seconds. Tulsa needs to hold the ball, clear it up, keep some possession, create a foul.
And they got one right there.
Exactly. Gotta be smart with their time now. Gotta run down the clock.
Well, if I'm a Tulsa player, I realize that my teammate is not injured. I'm helping him up. You don't want any extra time on that clock, even if it's an additional 10 or 15 seconds. Get him up if he's not hurt.
Agreed.
You can kill a little time here, unless that's what they're doing. That's understandable. Offsides. See everybody scrambling toward the ball.
Last chance.
Yeah, this will probably almost certainly be it. Lorendi, everything he has into that kick. Daniel Gonzalez, who has the goal for OKC. Now Baril has a little room to work. Lays it off, and that's disappointing. And that is all. The Roughnecks with 2 goals in the second half, a PK and a strike by Calestri, a worm burner, as they would say in baseball. And that's going to send the Energy fans home unhappy. Cody Lorendi is our UCO NBA man of the match. Despite giving up the goals, he had an utterly brilliant first half for the Energy.
Champions Cup winners, CF Pachuca, this Tuesday night, July 11th, right here at Taft Stadium. For tickets.
Well, we see the little highlight reel here. Exceptional strike here for Kafa in the first half, making Lorendi work. And as we see here, since he's our highlight player of the game, showing his athleticism, excellent stop. Time after time, he was tested. Exceptional stops throughout the game.
Yeah, that one was absolute robbery. But nevertheless, the captain walks off the field on the wrong side of this 2-1 score. That's a big 3 points for Tulsa. And they indeed have earned the right for their faithful to light the smoke. And the orange over the green tonight in this black-gold derby. They'll do it again in August. It ought to be pretty intense. The goals, a cheeky chip, as you would call it, Albert. And then this, the game winner.
I don't think any city in America has come as far as fast as Oklahoma City. And the reason you see so many highly educated 20-somethings move into the city is that vibe, is that energy.
And we want to be a part of that. We believe our MBA program is just as vital, it's just as interesting, it's just as engaging as other parts of people's lives. We can provide students with this incredible opportunity to learn in the places where they're living, working, and playing.
Welcome to our Energy FC postgame show brought to you by UCO's Downtown MBA program. Connect to the future of business. Finish your MBA from Central in just 16 months. Visit mba.uco.edu for more details. With Albert Munoz, Dave Lamont, and for the Roughnecks, a big win of the Black Gold Derby over the Energy 2-1. The Energy took the lead into the break 1-0 on a Daniel Gonzalez goal. And we began with some brutal weather conditions. I'd say the first 15 minutes of the match played in stuff like this.
Absolutely, and luckily it did clear up for the players. We had much better weather throughout the first half, but it did start immediately with a lot of aggressive play by both teams. Here we see the replay of the goal. OKC just chipped it perfectly, just right over Serta's head, who unfortunately couldn't lift his arms. He was out of the box. We started the goal. OKC started the game, paced, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Gonzalez able to take advantage of that opportunity. We went into the dressing rooms with Oklahoma City leading 1-0, and of course we showed you earlier the magnificent goalkeeping of Tony Lorendi, and that's why it was 1-0 at the end of the first half.
Then Tulsa started up, and they put on a show, creating opportunities such as this one. Kafa with an exceptional left-footed shot, Lorendi, exceptional block.
That was just an example of what he was able to do and why, despite the defeat, he is our man of the match.
Absolutely. That's a rare occasion where you have a player who was not on the winning side as a player of the match.
A little rivalry between the coaches, too. Why not? Let's get a little chippy and cheeky with each other, in addition to the fourth official.
Another attempt here by Tulsa. Great header. Exceptional reflex by Lorendi.
Yeah, that could be USL Save of the Week exceptional. I think that might make the website nor it should. But this is an unbelievably accurate strike by Cloistery that ended up being the winner after the penalty kick. That is an unbelievable placement for the left foot.
Frustration reflected here by Lorendi. Unfortunately, he had no vision to stop that, and he was blocked by these defenders. That was an exceptional placement of a shot by Cloistery. So, agreed, Dave, that was an exceptional goal.
OKC tried and tried. Look how close they get here. Just a vicious strike off the crossbar. The head it flicked on, did not have enough steam on it. And that was the last really great chance for the Energy to come away with perhaps stealing a point. Instead, they will take a little tumble down the table, while the Roughnecks, both these teams have playoff aspirations. And the Roughnecks pick up the 3 points. So a frustrating night for the Greens. It had some beauty from nature in it once the rains went away, but that's going to be a tough night for OKC. Hopefully everything will go well, and the friendly against Pachuca, then the Energy go on the road to take on that very tough San Antonio team on Friday. For my partner Albert Munoz and our entire crew, I'm Dave Lamont, thanking you for watching the United Soccer League as the Roughnecks defeat the Energy 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.